Hey everybody, Ham Solo here, Kilo Zero, Foxtrot Yankee Romeo, or in the GMRS world, WRMV 759. I am on the side of my house here in Colorado. It is somewhere around 70-ish degrees. It's probably going to rain here in just a minute, but I wanted to do a product review unveiling type of thing on a TidRadio. So I was contacted by TidRadio after I did my other reviews, and they said, hey, would you like to check out the H3 free of charge? And I said, sure. But like I've told you before, it's going to be an honest review of what the radio does. And like you saw with my H8 video, which I'll probably put a link up here, hey, if there's a safety concern and I got an RF shock, I'm going to let you know. And they made some changes to that radio and all went well. So let's check out this H3 and see what's going on with it. All right, so as an unboxing would go, they would like to show contents that come in the box. And so received this box from the shipping in California, I believe, is where they ship their international and domestic stuff into the United States. So opening the box, and here we go. So I've got a TD-H3 radio manual. There is a card for customer support. Looks like a base charger, the antenna, belt clip, the radio, and then USB-C charger and a wall wart in case you're not going to use the desktop charger. The radio itself is relatively small, but it's got a certain heft to it, or a weight. And so that's actually kind of impressive. Let's do a size comparison real quick. And so as I pull that radio out, like I said, it's got a good weight balance to it. I'm going to set it here on this concrete block. And this is the H3. This is an Anytone 878. And this is a TidRadio H8. And so you can see there that the H3 is sizably smaller than their H8 version is. All right, I moved a little bit closer to the garage, so in the event that it does rain, I can throw myself in the garage real quick. And so I'm sitting here. I've got the manual out for the H3 radio. Was thumbing through it. And this says on it that it's a multi-band amateur transceiver. It says in the very beginning that it is part 97. So this is an amateur radio, but the transmit frequencies cover a vast majority of the known spectrum. And so I'm going to say that this thing is actually probably in an emergency situation could transmit on just about anything VHF, UHF. It covers 136 to 174 megahertz, 174 to 350 megahertz, 350 to 400 megahertz, 400 to 470 megahertz, and then 470 to 600 megahertz. And there's barely a break in any of those numbers. And so, in theory, it's saying 136 to 600 megahertz is basically what it's supposedly going to transmit on. I'm going to keep it to the amateur bands, but I have it set up right now in order to test the power output. And so, let's look at that. Let me turn the camera around. All right, so I have the radio sitting here. This is the H3. I've got a Surecom, I believe the number is 102, it is SW102 power meter. And then I have a 60-watt dummy load sitting here, and going to be transmitting power off of this. It's already on. Let's get back to the screen. So I have it on 14652 into a 60-watt dummy load, and I'm going to be looking at basically power output. And so I'm going to key up right now. Don't disregard the SWR because you know, you can't really do a radio this way, but I'm getting looks like 2.74 watts. And so I'm not sure if there's a high position or a low position on the power output. Let me check that. All right, so it does have two positions for power, low and high. Right now it's on low power, wide, and I am going to transmit on 14652, and it is only going to put out half a watt, or just a little bit above half watt, 0.6766 watts. And that's on low power. So if I go back to the menu, it's going to be the ST button. Menu. You see power, high and low. Press the ST button again, and it allows me to change to high power. Hit the ST button. Confirm. Confirms it. Back out with the lower orange button. And now I'm going to transmit. And I'm getting, again, looks like 2.76 watts of power. Right up here at the top, right there. 2.76 watts. And so the booklet doesn't really specify a power output. All it says is that it is less than 5 watts, and it is. On low power, it's about 0.67 watts. On high power, it's 2.76 watts or so. Transmitting, again, into this dummy load, I'm not getting over 2.8 watts at the most on high power. And so fairly low transmitting type radio. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to hook up the regular antenna to it. And we'll see if we can do some programming. I believe it has the functions like the other version of the TidRadio, the H8, where this one will Bluetooth. And you can put it on the Oddmaster app and actually program it. I don't really need to do that for this one right now. All I really need to do is enter my repeater frequency for our hand group, which is less than about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away is where that repeater is. And so I am going to manually enter that into the programming. Then maybe we'll try the Bluetooth after that aspect. All right, as far as programming from the face, it's relatively easy to do. I just typed in on VFO mode our repeater output frequency, went into the menu, and within the first, I'd say probably 8 menu choices or so, you're able to pick your CTCSS tones or DCS tones, whichever ones y'all are using. Entered both the transmit and receive CTCSS tones for our repeater. Went in there and put the direction of the offset was minus, and so I've got to drop down 0.6 megahertz. And then there's an offset in the menu function, so you put direction minus, and then in the offset you put 0.6, and then it will drop it down the 6.600 megahertz that it needs in order to transmit. So now that I have that programmed in there, let me go ahead and give that a call. This is the Mountain Amateur Radio Club calling repeater that's about 1.5 miles away. K0FYR, radio check on Mark.
K0FYR, your radio check sounds good unless you're using cash. K2FTM.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I just programmed a new radio off the face and was just trying the transmit on it. It only puts out about 2.7-ish watts, but I know the Tranquil Acres repeater is only about 1.5 miles from me.
What, are you home right now?
Yes, sir.
So I can throw a rock to your house from my house, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I was just trying to avoid the rain, so I set up right in front of my garage and was trying it out, and I guess I programmed it in correctly.
Oh, yeah, 14682, you're working fine.
All right, thank you, sir. If I go to Simplex, can you possibly meet me over there on 146.52?
Give me 2 seconds. I just got to figure this. It's probably in here. I might even have 220 in here. I mean, yeah, give me 2 minutes. Give me about a minute, and I'll see if I can find it. I'll call you.
All right. So let me try to switch the VFO to B. And I'm going to put 146.520. So I've got standard calling frequency now in the B channel that I put up at the top. And so you can see my repeater is listed there on the A channel on the bottom. And then the 14652 is listed. Yeah, that's a little bit rougher copy. Could be just the receive on this radio isn't that great. All right, so when he's in a good spot, obviously the repeater is coming back fine. I'm again real short to the repeater. Simplex, I would say that his property is probably about 3-ish miles from me. Let me check that out on my map here. Yeah, it's exactly 3 miles. So it's 3 miles from my house to his. Again, with this doing 2.75 watts with this antenna, I was not receiving him very well. I'm not sure how he was receiving me. But he was also on an HT, so maybe that has a part to play in it. 3 miles, it's almost line of sight. There's not much of there's a little bit of a rolling hill, but there isn't really anything in the way between my QTH and his. And so it did get about 3 miles with it. A little staticky. Better on the repeater. I think it might be his location because he started coming in static on the repeater until he moved again. And so right now, easy to program on the face, including the tones to put in there and the offsets. So it seems to be working good right now. All right, I'm going to try to record the screen of my iPad and programming the radio using the Oddmaster app. I did that before. So as I activate the screen recording mode on my iPad and get that going. All right, so I go to my computer, turn on the screen remoting function. Oddmaster app is this one with the little quasi mountain and the 2 red stripes. I'll go ahead and just show you here. It's the bottom right one. So when I click on it, opens up the Oddmaster, says network request failed. Let's go to the program button, connect Bluetooth. Not sure if I have to activate something on the radio. That's just one of those I don't remember right off the top of my head. So download the app is what the booklet says. Connect Bluetooth and radio in app. It says with the phone app, don't use the Bluetooth cycle. Let's do select model, TidRadio. I'm going to do H3 ham. Connect Bluetooth. I don't see it there. And I know when I've run through the menu before, I don't remember ever seeing anything that says Bluetooth on. It says sync on. That should be the Oddmaster sync. All right, so I turned the radio off, I turned the app off, I turned them both back on, and now I'm getting the devices listed here, TDH3. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the little on switch. I'm pressing it, and it's not moving the little button. So I pressed the little button several times. It's not moving the slider. So let me go back. Now it's disappeared again.
Welcome.
So it showed up when I turned off the radio and turned it back on. It showed up. I'm pressing the slider, but it is not going into program mode. It's not turning on. The slider isn't turning on. Okay, I moved into the garage and I think I found the trick while I was moving and doing stuff. So I'm going to start recording the screen for the hookup to the radio. And so I have the Oddmaster app. Let me close it. So I've got it open, just turned it on. Hit the programming button. Going to go to connect Bluetooth. I'm going to turn the radio off. And then I'm going to, when I turn it on, it's going to show up and I'm going to immediately hit the little check mark. And so now it connected. It switched over to 9600 baud. I'm going to select the model, TidRadio H3 ham, read. And now it's reading from the radio. So I'm at 10%, 20% read. And so that's the whole key, is that you have to do the Bluetooth, have it open into the Bluetooth window of the Oddmaster program, turn the radio on, hit the button in order for it to go into program. Other than that, it does not want to activate that toggle switch after that, and it'll say disconnected. So it's almost like a 1 to 2 second process. The moment you turn on the radio, hit the button on the Bluetooth screen in Oddmaster, it'll connect, then you pick the radio model and so forth, and you go on from there. So that was a little bit hard to figure out, so sorry about that. Right now I am on the screen for programming and settings. I'm going to hit the repeater button, if I recall. This is loading any of the repeaters that are close to me. I'm getting several UHF and everything repeaters. I think what I want to do is pull up, let's see, let's do our UHF repeater, which is going to be this one, NX0G Woodland Park Teller. So I'm going to import that to channel 2, confirm. I'm going to keep rolling down. I already have that one imported. I'm going to put it on channel 1, confirm. That's the one we first loaded in. Same one there, NX0G. Let's see. I don't want any of these other ones currently. Don't need the Lake George one. This is our other one in Cripple Creek. I guess I can import that to channel 3. That's what I'm getting right now. So I'm going to hit import, and I'm pulling in those channels into 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be the 3 Mark Mountain Amateur Radio Club repeaters. The one that's about 1.5 miles away, it's UHF Twin. There's 1.5 miles away. And then the one that's in the Cripple Creek area, which is several miles away. Let's go back to repeater. Let's see if we can filter this a little bit. Distance, I'm going to put 25 miles. Let's put 50 miles. Sort by, let's do frequency, confirm. I'm not going to hit any of those Springs ones from here. Aurora. I'm not going to hit Aurora from here. Let's see if they got Badger Mountain in here. Okay, here's our Badger Mountain repeater. I'm going to put on channel 4. I'd like to get some CMRG repeaters in here. Just need to find out where those are. There's nothing in there. That's Pikes Peak. I'll put that on 5, but we're in a weird area to hit. Even though I'm only 11 miles from the summit, when they moved the observation platform to the south corner of the actual summit, it's very hard for right here to hit the antennas because of the angle that we're at, and so just put those in here for right now. Again, it's mostly just the Mountain Amateur Radio Club repeaters. I did put the Pikes Peak repeater in there. I'll probably end up putting in another one. I want to get another one on Badger. It's 147,360. Sounds right. So there it is. Badger 146.360. It's 20.79 miles away. Let's put that in channel 6, confirm, and import Missouri channel 0, no. So for 7, I'm going to do 146.520. Hi, busy. Right. We'll go back to function and look at the actual functions in the radio. Right now, transmit power is high, bandwidth is wide. And that is going to be it for the Oddmaster app. So I will stop the recording on that. And now I'm back to the regular screen. All right, so as a wrap up for the radio, the screen is more than visible in sunlight, and so I don't have a problem with that. It is, I believe, a 1.44 inch screen. The battery is 2,500 milliamps. I charged it before I used it and took it out of the box there. And so I think that took like maybe, I don't know, I wasn't even watching it, maybe 5 or 6 hours. I charged it at night. It does have a pretty significant lamp. They have these little light lamps that are on the radio. And so that lamp is brighter, I think, than the original H8 lamp. And so I'm trying to see if I can get that. I don't even remember what button does that one. That's not that one. That was So this one is it has a mark indicator, which I don't know what it means. It says 8 straw hat lamp, and I believe the original one was a 5 on the H8. And so screen looks good. The battery right now is on. It's got full bars. I've been transmitting on it. Still has full bars. It took 5 hours to do the recharge, as far as I know. If I switch between A and B or dual mode or what have you, there are 2 push to talk buttons. So upper one would be the A channel, middle one would be the B channel. The lamp is the bottom button. Right now it's only showing 1 radio group after I programmed it, but I could probably just easily go back in there and say show dual watch or what have you. The setup programming from the front is super easy. It's like any other radio, my Anytone, my Baofengs, my H8 TidRadio, now the H3. So programming off the front's fairly easy. The Oddmaster app, again, the only thing I ran into was when you were trying to do the toggle button, it wouldn't do anything unless you did it like right when you turned the radio on, hit the toggle button, and then it connected. Other than that, programming through the Oddmaster app was fairly easy, just like it was with the H8 radio. And other than that, it sounds good. It got to the repeaters, no problems. Nice little HT. It's a good feel in my hand. May change the antenna out for just a better antenna, maybe a signal stick or a Nagoya or something like that. But other than that, it seems like a decent radio. So I will put an affiliate link down in the description. If I can, I'll see if I can put it at the bottom of this page. It's supposed to get you 10% off. It used to be 15%, but they sent me some notice in March saying that their 15% was changing to 10% or something. So at least 10% off if you want to buy the radio. I don't even know how much the thing costs, to be honest with you. So let's see, TidRadio H3 ham version. They're advertising on TidRadio.com. 5 watts, 8-band receive with AM, air, VHF, and UHF. Their advertisement is $49.99 that they have marked down to $32.99 US. So $32.99 on their website right now. Usually it looks like it's $49.99, and you're getting 10% off if you use my affiliate code. And so appreciate you watching. This is Ham Solo, K0FYR 73.